Great to have you back here with us. Welcome to another tutorial video by ProtoPie. Today's topic is the chain trigger. So what it comes down to is mapping properties of layers, leading to interactions that involve other properties. So for example, we could map the Y value of the position Y layer that we have on the left with the scale value of the scale layer that we have on the right, meaning that the scale value of the scale layer changes based on the changes of the Y value of the position Y layer. So let's see how this works in ProtoPie. So first, we're going to create a layer. There we go. Rename it to position Y. Let's place it on the right side. And the first interaction that we're going to create is a drag move interaction. So let's do that. And set direction to vertical. And as you can see, I can drag and move position Y up and down. Alright, so create a second layer. And we're going to rename this to scale. There we go, a nice green color right there. And now we're going to create an interaction using the chain trigger. So let's do that. Chain, and as a response, we're going to choose scale. So make sure the chain trigger is linked to the position Y layer, and the property is set to Y. And well, this is where the mapping happens. So let's punch in Y value 500 and punch in values 200 and 200. So what it means is when the Y value of the position Y layer changes from 0 to 500, the size of the scale layer changes. So it changes from 100 by 100 to 200 by 200. So let's see how that works. So I moved this, so I drag and move this layer down, and you can see that the size of the scale layer changes to 200 by 200. So let's apply the chain trigger in a real life example. So in page navigation, there's an indicator that moves in the opposite direction, and it moves proportionally to the number of pages that you have. So let's say your pages move a total of 750 pixels. That means your indicator moves 250 pixels. Now, to make this happen, you're going to need a paging interaction first. In this example, I've already set that up by using a paging container. Now, if you want to know how to do that, watch the other tutorial video on scrolling and paging. Alright, so let's move on. First, we're going to add a new layer that's going to act as an indicator. So let's rename this to indicator. And set the width of the indicator to 125. And change this to, let's say, 25. There we go. Now, in the interaction panel, you're going to add the chain trigger. Make sure this is set to the paging container, and the property is changed to scroll. Now, as a response, we're going to use move. And this one should be set to the indicator, and this is where the mapping happens. So for the range, it's going to be a range from 0 to 750. And the final value here is going to be 250. Now let's see what happens. When I scroll through the pages, the indicator is moving in the intended direction. And that's all. Again, thank you for watching and happy prototyping.